This is the I cannot do a serious voice like that. But anyway, this is a Helios 44-2 58mm f2 vintage lens. Russian vintage lens to be exact. My name is Owen Doyle, and I'm going to be breaking this lens down for you. Yeah, that took me like 100 tries. Hope you're happy. I shot some test footage on this just around the yard with a Sony FX6, all shot on this little guy right here, and a KNC adapter, or something like that it's called. Link down in the description for everything you need to convert this vintage lens to a Sony camera. Alright, so I'm going to talk about this lens, but first let's roll that footage that I shot.
Closing my eyes and thinking of you, love. Holding goodbyes just like I do, love. Drifting away and dreaming of you, dear. Wondering why I don't belong here, 'cause I still feel the same. Yeah, I still feel.
So first things first, I'm going to go over a few pros of this lens, then some cons, and then just some overall things about the lens. So the first pro is it's very inexpensive. It ranges anywhere from about $35 to $80, and in this day's world, that is super, super cheap. So another pro about this lens is the bokeh that it produces is very, very unique, and it really stands out compared to modern day cinema lenses, and especially against photo lenses. The third pro, which I personally think is a pro, as you move further away from the center of the image, it gets softer and there's a nice smooth roll off, and the out of focus parts of your image are just going to be overall very, very smooth and not sharp, which, like I said, in my opinion, I absolutely love that. Alright, so for cons, which there's not too many for a $40 lens, is, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. See if I can set focus. The lens itself moves as you pull focus. So I ran into a problem where I tossed a matte box onto the front of this with an adapter, and I had a focus puller, which the motor wasn't quite strong enough to push the lens itself forward with the matte box on there. But at the end of the day, it's not the biggest deal. You can use other ways to put NDs on the front, or like mist filters, and you don't have to use a matte box. Or if you have very strong motors in your focus puller, it won't be an issue. Alright, so to go against one of my pros with this lens, which might be a con for some people, is it's not a very sharp lens whatsoever. But like I said, I fell in love with the imperfection of that, so to me it's a pro, but for some of you it might be a con. Alright, so one thing to note here is this is a thread-on lens on the back here, so you will need an adapter to be able to use it on modern day cameras, which is not a big deal. They're very inexpensive, so your grand total could still be around $80. Alright, so you may be wondering what made me pick this lens up in the first place, and I was watching a short piece and I looked in the description. It was shot on this lens, the whole thing, and I just loved the way the whole short piece was shot, so I was like, okay, I need to try this lens. And it's very different from a modern day photo lens, such as what I'm shooting on right now, with autofocus, corner to corner sharpness, perfect contrast ratios. And when you take this thing, it's so, what people would say, bad compared to the lens I'm shooting on now. But to me, I absolutely love the way the image is out of this lens, because it's so imperfect, and that makes something unique. So what it does is it's just another element in your storytelling arsenal to say, if that makes any sense. Because like this lens could like really change the emotion of something. Like it gives you more of that vintage feel, and I personally absolutely love that. And that's why I picked up this lens. All right, so that's all I have for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'd really appreciate if you subscribe and hit the like button, and I will catch you guys on the next video.